Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. Not long after recording the last one where we have this guy that I might put some real brain power into in a second, and this 7 make up the last 2 for the whole area of Castle Gates. Now, just at the end of the last episode I was looking at this guy, and so it's mismatch for all of these 4s and 5s. So we have the 2 3s, which have to be the straight and the knot. And then the 4s have to be, not in this order, but this, and what's the last one? This. So that's all the 4s that will be. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 unique Pentominoes, which is scary, because that's going to be basically all of them, I can imagine. Let's do a little bit of extra maths here. Total area, 86. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 64, 68, 72, 76, 80, 83, 86. We have no spare room at all. So that's really good to know. I'm going to go grab a chart of the Pentominoes a second. All right, this is the chart of all of the unique Pentominoes. I tried to make it as a picture-in-picture image within my capture, but it was just coming up as a black box. So I'm going to drag it over here, but it is there. So that has to get out through at least there. That has to get out through at least there. Those have to get out through at least there. It's then making me beg the question, which tile do these belong to? Because they have to belong to somebody, we know that. If this does this and this does this, then that tile would have to do that. And is there any other way that we can do this? Well, this tile can't get to a 5. So I think the first way round that we had it looks really good to me. So that's the 3's done. That's the straight 4 done. That means this 5 is done. We can mark that off. That is the W. And then this 5 here can't be that, so it has to be that. That is the N, according to the chart. So that's those 2 used. Now, who is touching this? Well, can't touch that, it's too far away. So it has to be this. Easy, right? So that is the L. Mark that guy off. This here can't get to that 4 or that 4, so that's going to be part of this 5. This tile can only reach this 4. This tile can only reach this 4, but there's no guarantee about which way it currently goes. Now, this can't take that because we already have that 4. So that's going to go that way, and that's going to go that way. For a 7, this is going delightfully well. That means that's going to go to there. I don't have markers for all of the 4s, because really we know it's just these 2 left. And we need the T, which we can't do with this. There's no way to make the T out of that. So we know that's the 2x2. This is the T. Is there any other way? There is a few ways we could make that happen. Well, by few, there is exactly 2 by the looks of it. So there's that to consider, but so far it's pretty good going. Let me just double check my follow-up for my grocery delivery that's coming very shortly. It's 3 stops away, and grocery does not move quickly. This can't be this, because we have one of those already. So that's 5 straight. That is what is called the eye. So here is our progress on 5s. Now we have a bit of ambiguity. Now there is kind of less definitiveness about what we're doing with these. That's going there. This already exists. So this tile is getting picked up by this 5. And there's no way in which it can happen without taking this tile as well. So those are definite. This tile here can't be taken by this 5 because we can't do that. And we can't do that. And this is the same. Therefore, that's taking that as well, at least. Could be this, could be that, could be that. Hard to know so far. Let's think about this 4, because we know what shape it has to be. We just don't know what orientation it might have to be. If it was this way round, this 5 can't be that. Would have to be this. Is that okay? That's a great question, honestly. Ooh, I've just realized something super interesting. And that is, if we cull this back a second. The thought I've just had is that one of these 5s has to be the X. Which means it can't be one that has a neighbor. But which one can it still be? Because looking at what's left, we can't do that and leave those. We can't do that and have that run into there. So now, at this very late juncture, I'm worried that we've done something wrong. Because from what I can tell, there is not enough room for this 5 to exist somewhere. Everything entered correct so far. Ooh. Is there one more? There can't be 5 more than needed. Can there? What? What? Who's getting the plus, unless none of them are? Is X not going to be one? But I thought I did the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Somebody's got to be the plus. It can't be you. It can't be you. But everything is correct so far. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. It doesn't have to be in the middle. You dope. It could be any of these. It could be any of these. All right. I'm really mad that I let that one little divergence in my brain make me feel like I'm so off track. But the check progress tells me that we are okay so far. So it's fine, honestly. So we decided that this has to come to here. And we still have a bunch of other 5s left to do. It's just about how are we going to get them to stick together. Well, you can't take that tile, right? Which means you're taking that one. I mean, yeah, because we can't do that. I should learn to use undo more. And we can't do that because that traps you in there. Oh, just... So you're getting that. Now, you could go and be a P. You could go and be an F. You could go and be a Y. These are just the names the Pentominoes have. This, we were discussing earlier. Oh, well, we can do that, though. Can't we? That's still valid. Which would put that to being there, give or take. Yeah. It's that or that. And I don't know which, but that does mean this belongs to this at the very least. Is this that or that? I don't think there's any other way that can go. So then what? It feels like it's mostly just a jigsaw with what's left. Like we've got to do the plus and then that could go there, and that could go there, and that could go there. Who would even be left after that? The big T. And well, we still need to do P, which we can't do in that. That's so close. But that was just mostly colouring, wasn't it, is the thing. And it looks real close. What shapes have the most limitations, I wonder? Like, we've used the long one. So, of what's left, there's only one left, which is 4 long, which is this guy. Everyone else fits in a 3x3 box in some capacity. Like, it could be that there. But that can't go there. And it can't go there. Oh, it could go there. But then that's the same as that. So I don't think that's going to be that. This is just the same thing I've just done, isn't it? Alright, let's pick something different to work with. Can't do that. And then I can't do that, so none of that works. Is there got to be a better way to go about this than just guessing? It's like, which tiles have the most limitations again? Right now, it's hard to tell what has big limitations. We've already used that. So if the 4 is this way, then that exists that way. Alright, hold on. If the 4 exists this way, that can exist, but that can't. So that would force us into this orientation. That has to go to there. We can't do that. We can't do that twice. Therefore, the 4 can't go this way, I believe. Which means the 4 is going that way. So that means you can either go down, but you can't go down. So you have to go across. You can't do that way. You could be a P here. Can't do big T there. Can't do it there. I don't see anywhere I could do big T. So this looks no good. But you can't go that way, so that could go that way. Where does big T fit into all of this? Can't be that, because we can't fill in those. It's kind of a good question. This is assuming that the 4 does go that way, which we just did a lap of logic to decide it does go there. So I just have to trust myself in that, I think. And we have to trust ourselves in this. So it's after that. Where does big T go? Can't be there. Can't be there, because that makes that and that be the same shape, right? Can't be there, because that's too big. Can't be there, because there's too much stuff to the left of that. Same with that one. That leaves a 1. That leaves a 1. Is there anywhere it can go? Can't do that. Can't do that because that can't go there. My brain is going, check progress again and just see if what you've got here is correct, because we know we were correct like a little while ago. No, this is all correct. I've just got to find where the T is going to sit. And it's going to sit here somewhere. Because we haven't used it yet, for sure. That could be it. But we can't do that twice. We can't do that twice. So it's not that. Can't be this because now you're trapped. How can I not fit a T into any of this in a way that makes sense? That's ridiculous. I think we decided this was correct, right? Yeah, so that must go out to there. Who else exists? Y hasn't been used yet. Can this go? No. So this is Y. Is that the only one left that fits in that gap? I think it is. So that has to be that. This can't go to there because that only leaves 4 for that. So that has to be that. Let's mark these off then. So that's Y spent. That's F spent. That's V spent. So the ones we have left are P, T, U, and Z. Now, of those, you can't do that one. Could you do T? Could you be... No, because... no, because we can't do that or that. So if you are T, you're not T in that orientation. I think that means you have to be Z. It's the only one left that fits. How does one of you make the tea? You don't put the milk in first. Let me just check. This is 20 tiles. You can't be you. We've got 4 left. U, T, P, and X. You can't be X. You can't be T. You can't be U. So that has to be P. Oh my god, is it right there? Did I miss that so long? Oh, we got it. As a 7. Always nice to get a 7. I feel like apart from that T trouble, we got through that pretty cleanly. Now, can I do this to finish the window entirely? Entirely. Minimum 5 palisades. That goes to there. That goes to there. This has to go left or right. That's what I know. And then that's going to cut off to make the palisade happy. Up here, minimums of 5. That can't go that way, so that gets a line. That can't go that way. That gets a line. Minimums of 5. How can this exist that that gets to a minimum of 5? It would be something like that. I don't know how we get these to not end up on some kind of hook. Right, the level is symmetrical apart from this notch, so that's how we end up with a not polar, but like a unique solution. We end up with a unique solution because something's going to go left-handedly or right-handedly that can't go both ways because of this notch. These can't go to those. Now that doesn't have to be true. So this is looking nice. 6, 10. You'd have to go to there because you can't go that way. There's 9 here, minimum 5. They'd all have to fit in the same region and a minimum of 5. But we can take some of this space out. Can't do that one, so that has to get to there. Then we leave those, so that's no good. We can do that, but that leaves that one, which again is no good. Can't do that. Oh, come on, brain. What could be different about all of this? 9 can't all be one region. 8 can't all be one region. Realistically, 7's not going to be all one region either. That can't pick that up. That can't pick all that up. Don't see it. That's what I get for, like, definites. And maybe it goes to the right here. Maybe that's, like, the bit of difference that I need. Now, that would have to go there. That ends up being a hook. That could do that. Yeah, that would have to do that. Pick up that. Now this is 9 again, but it's all backwards, so we might end up with... Oh my god. We just end up with the big round hook. A handful of jewels adorn 5 windows with jewels. That is the castle gates completed. So we zoom all the way up here. We have 5 of 10 for our perfected window. So interesting to me that up here there's no It says 2 of 48. I guess I have to get through the 18 before it shows me the crimson pedestals in this region. I guess is what's going on with that. Gosh. I'm going to forget everything there is to know about compasses by the time it comes back around to doing compasses, aren't I? So, there are 21 tiles here. And it's got to be 6, 7, 8, I think. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, is it, if this is 6, it has to be 2. It has to be 1 and 5. Yeah, this is it. It's not it. What? This is 6. This needs to be 7. But I can't. I need the 3 up here. Oh, okay, I can shift that round. Cool, we got one of those. I'll take it for now. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. I don't know where we're going next time. We will see when we get there. For now, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.